today's collectible spot, we are having a look at the Mega Bloks Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Classic Collector Series, Krangs Rampage. With 305 pieces, recommended for 10 and up, you get not only two turtles, Raphael and Leonardo, but you also can build the android robot for Krang. That is very cool. And I'm glad to see that we are getting like other sets besides just strictly the turtles and just strictly those display stands that I wasn't crazy about that had all the little pipes and stuff like that. So it's a start. And we got a cool Krang robot, which really, we don't get a lot of Krang robots of anything. Super, super cool. On the front, kind of like photographer's imaging of what the figures will look like, and of course, ultimately, the Krang robot, all of which I'll build, so you guys can see it after it's finished. The back of the package, again, shows you what the robot's going to look like. The turtles can be built. They have supreme articulation. And also, the other thing that it comes included with, too, is a little pizza cart. And I've never seen a pizza cart, to be honest. I've never seen some guy carrying around a pizza cart. Hey, pizza! Pizzeria! You know, I've never seen that. Krang also has a ripped-off News 6 with April O'Neil's sign. That's kind of cool, like a little weapon for him to carry. And then talking about the other sets down below, there's nothing really super cool about these sets. Spot's had a look at both Rocksteady and Bebop and have looked at the individual turtles, done reviews on all of them. Go check them out. But there's nothing interesting about them. There's no wow factor to them, whereas if they were actually part of building sets, you know, Bebop and Rocksteady, I mentioned this before, could have come with halved pieces of the Technodrome drill. You know, something like that. But no, they all kind of just get a very neutral display stand that carries over with all the figures. www.tmnt.megabloks, that's BLOKS.com if you want to check out more. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. I'm also going to build it, so when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Krang Rampage building set. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Okay, so now that Krang has been built with what I might add a considerable amount of time, I wasn't expecting Krang to take as long as he did. It took probably about an hour to put everything together, and I'll touch base on that when we get a kind of a better look at Krang. In the meantime, let's have a look at the minifigures that come with this set. First things first, we get ourselves Leonardo, and the figure looks quite nice. I still feel like the legs could be a little on the short side, but all things considered, I think Leonardo turned out quite nice. To do one better as well, I also feel like this is a better looking Leonardo than the Leonardo that was released with the individual sets. A big glaring difference in color as well. Now, some would say that this is a better, more accurate color to the show. I think I kind of like the darker green a little bit better. Just stuff on it pops. I feel like the green on this one was maybe just a little too green. The other notable difference as well is that the shells are a different color. Still don't know why they went green on this shell, but I mean, I think I like the brown a little bit better. I suppose you could also, well, maybe not. I was going to say you could probably mix and match these. The bandanas are the same. The mouth, actually, on Leo is different than this one. This one only has an open mouth on the one side. This one actually has the grimacing mouth on both sides. Other than that, it's pretty much the exact same figure, just a swap out of color. Leo does, though, come still with his katana blades. He comes with two of them. I also find that this particular Leo, and Raphael, really, let's not leave him out, I find both of them have stiffer joints. Like, I find like the joints are a little bit better than the joints here on the original, which were a little on the loose side. So there's your Raphael, or there's your Leonardo comparisons. And we'll put Leo down there. We also got ourselves Raphael, which also gets that dark treatment. There's the original Raphael, a lighter green. Here's the darker Raphael. I put the display stand the wrong way. Turtles actually backwards there, but you get the idea. Still has the kind of gold colored, it's almost like a caramel, dark caramel color shell. Facial expression, Raphael's mouth is completely closed, whereas the original singular Raphael had both open mouths. Actually, we'll put Raphael here for a second. This is one thing Spot didn't actually check. Yeah, it looks like it's the same face as this Leo, which I think I would have preferred Leo having the more closed mouth, kind of like his original single release, versus giving him the double grimaced mouth. At any rate, those are your two individual minifigures that come with this set. Articulation, we'll just take them off the display stands. Stands are also included in the set. You've got a ball joint. You've got hinged shoulders. You've got bends in the elbow, which also rotate. You have also individual wrist swivels, hinged legs, bend at the knees. So, I mean, you got a lot of posability options with these little tiny turtles. As a negative, and it's strictly only my own opinion, I still don't like the size. I wish these guys were a little bit bigger. About the size of the Nickelodeon turtles, I think, were the better size, still, to be honest. But I think the turtles turned out very nice, even if I just dropped one. Let's put them back on the stand. They don't stand either very well on the stands. The holes, I feel, almost are a little too big. At any rate, let's put Leo back on his stand. There we go. And we'll put the size into Raph's hand. There's one. As you can see, there goes Raph off his stand once again. Headbands, elbow pads, wrist straps, and knee pads are all rubber. There we go. And there is Raphael. So there's your two minifigures. The other thing that you get in this set, and I'm going to draw, there goes one of them. You get yourself a little kind of portable pizza oven. Still not sure how this works. But the umbrella at the top has New York pizza, a nice little umbrella. These little doors also open. Not well. Get your finger in there. There we go. And these little doors open as well. They don't fit the pizza box. It's way too big. It should have been a little bit smaller. But I guess the pizza slice, the little small pizza slice, pepperoni pizza, I love pepperoni pizza, could technically go into the oven if you want to kind of warm it up. Just seems like a very strange thing. Maybe in the United States they have more little pizza carts like this. Just doesn't make any sense to me. But at any rate, Krang does come with it. And we'll put that to the side. There's a closer look at the pizza box. Pizza, New York pizza. Delicious. Pizza Hut used to have New York style pizza. I don't know what happened to it. It just kind of disappeared. It was one of my favorite pizzas at Pizza Hut. Overly greasy. Quite delicious though. Krang also gets a New York News 6 with April O'Neil stand, little billboard stand there. It has a little positionable light at the top there. And I like that the image they chose is not actually the cartoon image of April O'Neil, but the actual minifigure of April O'Neil. Will we ever see one? I would hope so. I almost feel like this set really should have had an April O'Neil, but for one reason or another, they just didn't include it. There's the back of it. And the little poles here, you could theoretically put into Krang's hand. And we just clip that into hand. He could really hold both ends, as he does in the box art, like that. The hands are rubbery, so you can have Krang actually lifting up the News 6 billboard, smashing down on the turtles as a possibility. But in the meantime, for the rest of this review, we'll just take the billboard off, and we'll also put that to the side. Alright, so let's look at the meat and potatoes of this. Robot Krang. A really extensive build. I actually wasn't expecting the build to be as involved as it was. I think for some strange reason I thought that the pieces here were going to be more solid, and it was just going to be a case of kind of ball joining everything together. But there's like a lot of individual components, like all of these little half pieces, little side pieces, are pieces that you have to install. These all clip into place. There's really a much more involved build than I was thinking. I guess you also get another minifigure, which is a little harder to pull out. You get a little rubber Krang. Let's put the robot here for a second. I'm looking at Krang. Disappointing the fact that his eyes aren't painted. In fact, nothing is painted on Krang at all. He's just a rubbery piece of plastic. I guess he is more rubber than he is plastic. He's got rubber little limbs. Shredder! And then he's got a little hole on the underside. I don't really know what the hole is necessarily, because there's not really a hole on Robot Krang to attach it to. Maybe eventually he might get like a little pod with little legs. I guess you could also build one too. You have like building sets available, little building bricks. Disappointing that the eyes aren't painted though. I think that's a bit of a letdown. I wish, if anything, he had come with that. But no, he's just all pink. He kind of looks like a big wad of chewing gum. Let's take the wad of chewing gum and put him into the robot. And for that, you're just sliding it in there. It's quite friction based. So when you push it in, Krang is not going anywhere. None whatsoever. You could do the Dairy Queen blizzard test, as they do whenever you get a blizzard. He ain't coming out. Okay, so the robot itself is very poseable. As you can see, ball joint legs, ball joint knees, ball joint feet. The only thing that's disappointing also about the figure is that though he does have ball joint shoulders, he only has straight hinged elbows. Strange that really everything on him is ball jointed, and yet the one place where I would have also liked a ball joint, they end up going for a hinge. They potentially could have put a hinge here and then just kept the ball joint here and the ball joint in the foot. But no, he sadly doesn't have the hinge. He only has the hinge in the elbow. Other than looking very bricky, I think he looks pretty faithful to the old cartoon. The face is rubber. This whole head piece is rubber. Complete also with his antenna. That's also rubber. It does look very good. You know, they probably could have also given us some extra attachments, maybe like drills or like the wings on the back. But you know what, at the end of the day, I'm just happy that we got ourselves a Krang robot. And again, he is very, very poseable. That's the beauty of using ball joints. And also we just popped a piece off here. But that's the beauty of using ball joints, is that ball joints give a wide range of motion really for such a simple concept. Just sculpting a sphere at the bottom of something, you get a wide range of motion in, you know, as a trade-off. Here's what it looks like on the back. These little belt straps you have to also strap around a peg to the front, peg to the back. Other than that, a rewarding build, a little more complex. Not complex, but a little more time-consuming than I really was expecting. For a size comparison, there is little Raphael compared to Krang. I mean, he really only goes up to about his knee, just a little shy of his knee. I quite like the set, though. I just hope that Mega Bloks, as I have not seen really any hit stores, I just hope that Mega Bloks is still going to be releasing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I've seen a ton of the Nickelodeon stuff, seen really a ton of like the little preschool turtles. I haven't really seen a lot of the classic stuff hitting yet, so hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully we do get more of this stuff. The Krang turned out well. Krang could have been painted, but the robot overall is done quite nicely. Today's collectible spot, we were having a look. I believe this was Krang's Rampage from the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mega Bloks line. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more collectible spots heading your way. Thanks for watching. See you next time.